On this episode of Cybercrime Exposed File, I delved into the world of quantum computing, and what I uncovered is unbelievably terrifying. How quantum computing is destroying online security. Prepare to be shocked because nothing, absolutely nothing, online remains secure. If you're skeptical, then you must watch this video. Paul Cyber signing in. Exposing Case File 005. Disclaimer. The following video is for educational purposes only. It is intended to raise awareness about cybersecurity and digital threats. No techniques or information presented here should be used to engage in illegal activity. Viewer discretion is advised. Before we begin, if you're watching this, chances are your data is already at risk. Your passwords, obsolete. Your encrypted files, vulnerable. And the worst part, you won't even know when it happens. What you're about to hear isn't science fiction. It's the quantum reality creeping into our digital world. One silent keystroke, one line of code, one cracked encryption string at a time. If you value your privacy, your finances, your digital identity, subscribe now and hit that bell. Because in the quantum cyber war that's already begun, ignorance isn't just dangerous, it's terminal. Let's begin. In the dark corners of the internet, deep within servers that pulse with stolen secrets, a new war is quietly being waged. One unlike anything we've faced before. This is not the war of Trojans, ransomware, or even zero-day exploits. This is a quantum arms race. And it's no longer theoretical. The emergence of quantum computing has sent a shockwave across the global cybersecurity landscape. A machine unlike anything we've built before, capable of processing information not in binary bits of ones and zeros, but in qubits, quantum states that can represent both 1 and 0 at the same time. A concept so powerful, it renders our strongest encryptions almost laughably weak. In 1994, a mathematician named Peter shortchanged everything by developing an algorithm that, if run on a quantum computer, could crack RSA encryption in minutes. For decades, this threat remained dormant. Quantum machines simply weren't advanced enough. But now they're catching up. The US, China, Russia, and private corporations are in a mad scramble to be first. Not to protect, but to dominate. Because whoever controls the first functional quantum decryption engine could unlock every digital secret on Earth. Imagine it. Medical records, bank account keys, military codes, nuclear launch protocols, diplomatic archives. All exposed, all deciphered. And no one would even know it happened. Because retroactive quantum decryption leaves no trace. What's encrypted today can be stolen now, and cracked 10 years from now, when the quantum machine finally comes online. It's called Harvest Now, Decrypt Later, and it's already happening. In 2023, a breach occurred in a European defense agency. The files stolen were deemed useless because they were all heavily encrypted. The breach was classified as low risk, but intelligence analysts recently confirmed the attackers were backed by a state-level adversary. Their goal wasn't sabotage. It was harvesting, storing, waiting, preparing for the day when decryption becomes child's play. And now let's flip the coin. While hackers eye quantum's destructive potential, security experts are rushing to build new defenses, what's now called post-quantum cryptography or PQC. The idea is to develop encryption schemes so complex and multidimensional that even quantum computers would choke on the math. But the clock is ticking. In 2024, the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, released its initial set of quantum-safe algorithms. These were supposed to be the future. But within months, one of them was broken by a teenager in Manchester using a modified laptop. Not quantum, just clever. The algorithm wasn't flawed by brute force. It was outwitted by ingenuity. The message was clear. In this arms race, nothing is safe. And quantum doesn't care who builds it first. It only cares who weaponizes it best. Behind this war, there are casualties, real ones. Because when data is compromised, so are lives. In 2025, a Canadian hospital network was struck by a breach unlike anything before. The attackers didn't demand ransom. They didn't crash servers. Instead, they exfiltrated encrypted patient records. Records believed to be secure under 256-bit AES encryption. What no one realized was that the attackers were part of a larger quantum data harvesting syndicate based in Taiwan. Their goal? Create a data set to train a machine learning model that could preemptively predict and target high-value individuals for future quantum phishing attacks. Yes, you heard that right. Quantum phishing. Hyper-personalized, AI-generated lures based on stolen emotional data, health history, and even private therapy sessions. The victims never had a chance. Some lost their savings. Others, their reputations. One took his own life. This is not just a war for data. It's a war for truth, trust, and reality itself. The financial sector is next. In June 2025, a private bank in Zurich revealed an internal crisis. Their transaction security logs have been silently bypassed by a system they couldn't trace. No malware, no Trojan, just missing cryptographic logs. The culprit? A quantum simulation system running on stolen university-grade processors, feeding real-time transaction data into a qubit-based mimicry system. It faked keys. It bypassed time delays. It outthought their systems. The result? $1.4 billion vanished across 19 hours. The funds rerouted through a wormhole of decentralized mixers. Untraceable. Final. Gone. This war is invisible. No missiles. No blood. Just obliteration through information. What's worse? We're all part of the battlefield. If you've uploaded a photo, opened an email, backed up your documents to the cloud, you are a data point. And every point brings attackers closer to the full picture. They don't need to break into your house. They need to predict your password based on your facial expressions in photos. They don't need to listen to your calls. They need to recreate your voice using AI models trained on your YouTube comments. And quantum computing makes this inevitable. Faster, smarter, inevitable. Still think your 16-character password and fingerprint scanner are enough? Here's the real horror. By the time mainstream security catches up, the first quantum decryption machines will already be in the hands of those who operate without morality. Nation-states, cybercriminal syndicates, espionage collectives. They aren't bound by ethics or oversight. They're building black box quantum weapons right now and testing them on live targets. Right now, thousands of devices are being infiltrated by quantum-enabled keyloggers, microscopic memory fuzzing probes that can analyze not just what you type, but how you think when you type it. Keystroke pressure, pause timing, mental stress indicators, all analyzed by a qubit-enhanced model, all fed into a massive identity emulation program. They're not hacking your device anymore. They're hacking you, and this is just the beginning. Behind all of this is a philosophy, post-trust internet, a future where no message is real, no identity is verified, and no encryption can be believed. Every file is suspect. Every call a synthetic reconstruction. Every security measure a false sense of comfort. This is the world quantum opens. A world where truth dies quietly. But you don't have to be a casualty. Before this ends, here are 5 things you must do today to protect yourself from the quantum cyberstorm that's coming. 1. Migrate to quantum-resistant password managers. Switch to password managers that implement or are testing post-quantum encryption protocols. Don't rely on traditional hashing. Demand PQC. 2. Backup data offline. Encrypt your data locally and store backups on air-gapped devices. The cloud is no longer safe for long-term storage. 3. Use multi-factor authentication with biometric variability. Simple 2FA isn't enough. Use services that rotate biometrics or behavioral-based MFA, such as typing rhythm or voice authentication. 4. Monitor for harvesting attacks. Regularly check if your data has been compromised on deep web monitoring services. Quantum attackers won't always steal. They'll copy and store for future decryption. 5. Stay educated and alert. Follow credible cybersecurity sources. Subscribe to threat feeds. Be skeptical of everything, because in the post-quantum age, the greatest weapon is not code, it's deception. The race is on. And it's no longer about protection. It's about survival. You can't outrun the quantum storm, but you can learn to navigate it, like this video. Subscribe. Smash the notification bell. Share this with someone who still thinks their VPN makes them invincible. Because soon reality will be rewritten by those who hold the key. And if that key falls into the wrong hands, we're not just facing a cyber breach. We're facing the collapse of digital civilization. Paul Cyber, signing out.